Do you think your credit sucks or you don't have enough money to buy a home? Watch Tom's Take now to find out. Welcome to Tom's Take. I'm Tom Toole. We've got Kyle Sutera here from Mortgage America, good friend of mine, amazing lender. And what we wanted to go over today is that there's a lot of noise in the marketplace about what's going to happen, some of the myths that are out there, fake news, if you want to call it that. So, Kyle, I'm going to throw a couple of the myths that we have heard from potential clients at you.
Okay.
Why don't you give us the real answer? Because you're doing this every day. You're the one that's actually lending the money. So, the first one is, I need 20% down no matter what to buy a home.
Absolutely. Probably one of the biggest pushbacks that I get or comments that I hear. The fact is, it's just not true anymore. It hasn't been true for a long time. There are many other programs out there, and especially for first-timers, you can go to as little as 3% down on a down payment. So there's also options to get down payment assistance. There's just other outlets that we can take. So you may not need to wait and save as much as you think, which is what a lot of people think.
Good deal. So 20% debunked, you can as little as 3% down. That's a big difference. You're talking about a huge margin there. I mean, that's
absolutely.
15% of what people think they need is what they actually need.
It's
so
a game
great.
changer, and sometimes it's very hard to save money. It can take years to get to where people think they need to be, and it's just not true. It doesn't have to be that way.
Awesome. So let me give you number two, and this has been the other big one we've heard. My credit's horrible, it sucks, and I'm not going to be able to qualify for a loan.
Yeah, absolutely. That and also, I don't want to pull my credit because it could hurt it.
Yes.
So those are the two big ones on credit. The fact is, you can go down to 620 on credit scores and still get approved for a loan with favorable terms in some cases. So the idea that your credit's not good enough, some people just don't know. And mostly they don't know because they don't look, because they're afraid to look. It's this big bubble that people refuse to pop. So the fact is, you have to look to know. And there can be a lot of issues on credit reports. So you're not going to know until we look. And you want a bank to look. A lot of those free agencies, Credit Karma, your Discover card, they're not going to be completely accurate. So you want a bank to take a look. You want us to see if there's anything on there that A, is not true and that we might need to correct, or B, that we may be able to kind of guide you in repairing it a little bit and get you into better shape to purchase a home.
That's really interesting you say that about something being not true, because I know I actually went through this. I've got my dad and I have the same name, and there was a loan that was originated in 1987 when I was 5 years old. You guys can do the math. And it was a business line of credit, and I'm looking at it, and they're like, well, you have too much debt, and they had my birth date in there from the 40s, and I said, well, this obviously isn't me. I'm sitting here talking to you, so that's really good advice there. And it sounds like you're really just addressing the elephant in the room.
Exactly. If you don't look at it, it could go forever without you realizing it until you come to purchase a home. We see it all too often where someone's been looking for a house, they find their dream home, it's the perfect one, then they go to get a pre-approval, they get their credit run, and it turns out they have to wait and they lose that house. So it's always better to take a look in the beginning. That way we can help take the necessary steps to build that plan together and to get you into shape to buy.
Awesome. So we debunked a couple big myths here, the 20% down myth and that you need a really high credit score. So let's say someone's thinking about this right now and they realize, wow, I didn't have this information. So what would be the next step? What's the advice you have for people if they're in one of these positions or thought this, found out it's not true?
The biggest piece of advice I would say, the overarching thing is talk to a lender first. In the very beginning, get with someone like me, talk to a professional. Let's take a look at your situation as a whole, and let's build a plan together, rather than waiting until the last second and finding out you need to wait a little bit longer.
Great advice. I mean, it doesn't sound like there's any commitment involved, and it's not talk to Kyle, it's talk to somebody that can actually give you the right advice. So, good deal, man. Well, I think you really helped a lot of people here. We cleared up a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't know, so appreciate you coming on, and we'll talk to you next time.
Thanks for
watching.